If you're someone that thinks Jake Paul deserves respect for this bullshit video, then click off right now, because that was probably one of the most bullshit fights I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, Mike Tyson after the second round stopped throwing punches almost, and then only had like 2 surges of any success whatsoever for the next 6 rounds. And Jake Paul, despite being way younger than Mike Tyson, less than half of his age of Mike Tyson is Jake Paul. And he couldn't finish Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was standing there like a stagnant tree, whose legs were just waiting to tumble over. Like, most of the tree's been cut off, you just gotta like poke it with your finger and he's gonna tumble over face forward. And Jake Paul couldn't put away Mike Tyson because he wanted to jab at him from distance. Jab at him from distance he wanted to do so he could secure the win against Mike Tyson. He didn't even go out there and throw like a big flurry of punches or nothing. Didn't look for the KO, it felt like, other than one round in round 4 I believe. Other than that, didn't even exchange with Mike Tyson because he was too scared. He was such a pussy that he was scared of Mike Tyson KOing him in those exchanges. A 58-year-old man, Mike Tyson, mind you. 58 years old, and Mike Tyson came back to fight to honestly ruin his legacy, and the aura of being the baddest man of all time. Because the entire life that I've ever had, that I've grown up, Mike Tyson has been the universal answer to the baddest man alive. I guess that's gone now. I guess it's Jon Jones. Jake Paul danced around jabbing from distance at Mike Tyson, who was basically shelling up, standing still, waiting to get KO'd. Now, don't get me wrong, I was praying to the heavens that Mike Tyson doesn't get KO'd here, because that would be too sad of a thing to see. And also, the unofficial judge, Mike Tyson's son was the unofficial judge, because I thought Jake Paul won every single round. Round 1 kind of had an argument, because Mike Tyson landed that big jab that kind of like snapped Jake Paul's head back as he was moving backwards. But other than that, and I don't know why they said Jake Paul landed 3 strikes in that round. I swear to God it was more, but whatever. They're gonna rig it somehow to make it seem competitive. But after the second round, everybody, even the commentators, were like, oh, well, this is the saddest thing I've ever seen. And it was so sad. Like, Shaquille O'Neal was in the front row of the arena, watching the fight, probably there to support Mike Tyson. And he was just thinking to himself, what the fuck? Like, you've seen the interview where Shaq is like, oh, well, there's only 2 people I've always been like, you know, like, never picked a fight with, basically, is what he was saying. It's Jon Jones and Mike Tyson. But I guess nowadays, Shaq will just be like, oh, what the fuck, Mike Tyson? Just slap him and he'll fall over. Even though Jake Paul couldn't knock down Mike Tyson because he was too busy jabbing from distance. That was bullshit from... I don't know who sanctioned this. It was 2-minute rounds, 8 of them, with 14-ounce gloves. How is that a professional fight? And apparently Mike Tyson's also the oldest fighter to ever be sanctioned to fight in a professional fight, which wasn't even professional, by the way. But I'm glad almost, because if it was like 10-ounce gloves, I think he's getting knocked out in the 4th round. I mean, I'll give Jake some credit. Like, I feel like on purpose he didn't want to KO Mike Tyson because the publicity he'd get would be so negative, and no one would be a fan of Jake Paul or want to see him fight ever again. Because you know, you can tell Jake Paul wants to be liked, he wants to be respected. So he was like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna KO one of the most well-known athletes to ever live, arguably the most famous boxer to ever live, outside of maybe Muhammad Ali. I mean, I watched that fight and I was thinking, okay, well, this is going to be a rigged fight. It's going to go to a draw or something. But it was worse than I thought. It ended up being a legitimate fight that just felt rigged because of how Jake Paul would just refuse to KO Mike Tyson. I don't think it was rigged, but I mean, by the end of it, Mike Tyson was just a sitting duck. And I don't know what it was. You know what? Jake Paul, he needs the respect taken away from him. Like, he was so scared of a 58-year-old man's punching power that he refused to have any sort of exciting exchanges with him where he could potentially KO him outside of just landing jabs on his face. I get it. Everyone in the comment section, oh, well, you don't know how technical a jab is. You know, Mike Tyson's 58, but he still got power. That's the last thing that leaves you. I don't give a shit, okay? He was slow. Jake Paul was circling outside. The unofficial judge had the first 2 rounds for for fucking Mike Tyson. I didn't see it that way, personally. I thought quite clearly it was either 7-1 or 8-0. And I thought it was 8-0 personally. And I heard people saying, oh, the most significant strike was Mike Tyson. Dude, he got outlanded significant. Like, he got outlanded clearly. It wasn't that bullshit 3-2. Don't get me wrong. Maybe the clean strikes was 3-2. But overall, Jake Paul was still landing on the guard, around the arms. Everywhere on Mike Tyson, while the 2 strikes that Mike landed were the only true, real strikes that Mike Tyson landed, you know? And then, and I'm remembering more stuff. And then, Logan Paul, someone take a fight with Logan Paul immediately. Francis Ngannou. We're done. We're done trying to fight legitimate boxers. We're done. Offer Logan Paul all the money in the world. Fight him. All the money. Give him $10 million. Tell him you're going to pay off his crypto scam. And then offer him $10 million on top of that. We need Logan Paul's head taken off of his shoulders. After the fight, Ariel Helwani's asking Mike Tyson bullshit questions, by the way. Oh, so what do you think? Do you think 40-year-olds can now pursue their dreams after seeing you fight? And Mike Tyson just there like, what? I don't care. Why are you asking me this? Mike Tyson looks so disheveled afterwards. But then, Helwani is like, oh, so is this the end of you, Mike Tyson? What do you got to say? And Mike Tyson's like, I don't know. Shut up, Mike. You're done. No one sanctioned this man to fight again. And if you do, it has to be another 50-year-old plus. Maybe give him Anderson. Oh, but Anderson still would KO him. Like, Anderson's like a pussy like Jake Paul is, though. That's the thing with Anderson. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yes. He was like, Helwani asked Mike Tyson, so, is this it for you, Mike? And then Mike's like, I don't know. And then Mike's like, oh, you know what? I'll fight Jake's brother. And then Logan Paul turns around and just goes, I'd fucking kill you, Mike. And then the cockiest little smile. You had to watch it to believe it. Like, I got 4 texts from my friends who were all like, I fucking despise this cunt, because, yeah, obviously you do. Like, this guy, like a legend in Mike Tyson, who was just made to look like absolute shit, not because of Jake Paul's ability, because of, like, the hands of time catching up to him. And then Logan Paul has the audacity. I keep smacking my table because I'm just that mad. I gotta exert my anger some way. And then this bitch, he fought Floyd and arguably lost that fight, honestly, and then he goes, he'd kill Mike Tyson. You know what? The Logan Paul is the type of guy that wouldn't care like Jake Paul. He wouldn't be like Jake Paul where he's like, you know what, maybe I won't KO Mike Tyson. Instead of in the last 10 seconds swinging at Mike Tyson's head, I'm just going to give him a little bow, give him a little bit of respect, you know, make it seem like, let's stop the fight here. Mike Tyson clearly wasn't going to win. Let's stop it here. Mike Tyson wasn't going to go for broke in the last 10 seconds like Max Holloway. He wasn't going to do that. Let's end it here. Logan Paul's the type of dude to just go ham at Mike Tyson, try to finish him off. That's the type of guy Logan Paul is. So I pray to God, somehow, some way, maybe they trick Logan Paul. Oh, look, here's the papers to make sure, I don't know, get the lawsuits off your back. Everyone's agreeing to let go of the lawsuits if you just sign this piece of paper, agreeing to it. And then he signs it, and he's like, wait a minute, what's that? Why does that say Francis Ngannou at the bottom? And then he reads it closer, and he's just signed a bout agreement against Francis Ngannou. And if he pulls out, all of his money will be taken away and given to charity. Because that's, I think, what needs to happen here. Someone trick Logan Paul into fighting Francis Ngannou in a boxing fight, and let's let that play out. And if he beats Ngannou, I mean, all the respect to him, but more likely than not, Ngannou ain't going to be jabbing from distance at Logan Paul, you know what I mean? Man, I hate Logan Paul. Like, I've always hated the guy, but this is, like, especially, like, it's just pushed him over. Like, it's Mike Tyson. He's a legend of the sport. A prime Mike Tyson would rip your head apart. Rip your head off your shoulders, and then rip off Jake's in the very next round. And you have the audacity to say you would kill Mike Tyson. Who the fuck do you think you are? You bitch. Man, that's pissed me off. And also in WWE, I hope he, I don't know, falls a bit funny on his shoulders. His neck bends one way or the other. And then he can't move his legs. That's what I want to happen to Logan Paul, because that's just really rubbed me the wrong way. Jake Paul, less dislikable, honestly. Like, I like the fact, now that I'm thinking about it and talking this through, I kind of like the fact that he didn't finish Mike Tyson, because that's the last thing I want to see is Mike Tyson, the legend, just be out cold on his face, you know, like, and then he's waking up, it's like, oh, where am I? And the lights, and the doctor's just, like, flashing a light in his eyes, and it's like, no, no. Also, that could honestly be real dangerous to his health. He's 58 years old, like, let's be honest here, he's taken a lot of damage, CTE probably, he talks like it, and that might have put him over the edge towards the light, let's just say. Man, bullshit fight, bullshit performance. Jake Paul, you get no respect. Fight an actual boxer. Fight Tommy Fury in a rematch, please. Like, do something that's like, like at least try to get that loss off your record instead of fighting old men. Logan Paul, fight Francis Ngannou. That's the fight to make. In MMA or boxing, you know what? Logan Paul can choose. And that's it, Mike. I'm sorry, but you're not gonna, like, Dana White, just give him $500,000 every year, like a pensioner's pay. Like, if you're giving the Nelk boys $250,000 for their birthday, just give Mike Tyson $500,000 to keep him alive and out of this shit. Like, share, and subscribe. I don't know. I guess that's what I'm gonna end this video on. Like and subscribe. Jake Paul gets no respect. Logan Paul, the most hated man on the planet. Mike Tyson, no longer the baddest man on the planet. But you know what? He still is. Like, in our hearts, we know what a Prime Tyson would do to him. But I'm sure there's going to be YouTube comments from the Low Gang. Oh my god, you know, all this stuff. Like, Jake Paul destroys Prime Tyson. And the annoying little kids that are going to come out and just talk shit. And Mike Tyson looked old, like, even before the fight. His face looked old, he moved old, his legs weren't there, his hands. I mean, he's biting his glove a lot. Did I mention that? It's a tell he's had from his entire career, where he just bites his glove. Anyway, like and subscribe. I hate Jake Paul, but I don't really. I'm kind of respect him for not KOing Mike Tyson. I hate Logan Paul, though. He needs to get flattened out. Neck bent one way or the other. With his legs not moving for the rest of his life. Bye!